Introduce David McAloon, candidate for Congress 11th District.
Hi, McLean County. How we doing?
Good.
All right. All right. Who was here? Who was here on the 6th? Most everybody. A few people weren't. Okay. I just came from actually the Tea Party in Kankakee. It's the first one they've had, and I can. It's okay. Ready? Okay. Here we go. That's the first one they had, and they had about 250 people there. Of freedom-loving people just like you. I know Eric is going to be heading up to Morris and the Grundy County Tea Party, which I'm on the committee for, so I'll be going up there next. And these are the three that are happening in our congressional district, 11 congressional districts, which I'm running for U.S. Congress. Let me tell you, I'm extremely excited about everything that's going on, starting, of course, in Illinois in April, and then in July. And then now, this is the greatest movement, a grassroots movement, spontaneous, that I've seen since I've been involved in grassroots in Illinois for 25 years, in 20 years. And this isn't about politics. This isn't about parties. This isn't about where you live. This is about not about what demographic group you are or what, fake, skin color you have or whatever. This is about being Americans. And I think sometimes we forget that because we allow the media, the political elite, both in Washington, D.C., and Springfield, and Chicago, they keep trying to divide us. Well, I can tell you, now being involved in Illinois as a reformer and anti-corruption movement here in Illinois, that it doesn't matter where I go, whether it's Chicago, the suburbs, or rural Illinois, everybody has about the same 10 things they're all concerned about. They're concerned about safety. They're concerned about jobs, education, the future of their country, and want to know that they're being protected and safe so they can take care of their children. That's what we're all care about. Woo! Now, of course, yesterday, we all were, I was thinking about the last couple of days with 9/11, where I was, and we all have our memories where, and I was just coming into work. I work for a church up in Will County. And like everyone else, I got a phone call and said, hey, you need to turn on the news. Someone flew a plane in New York because no one knew what was going on. And I can remember turning it on and watching as the second plane, well, at that time what we knew was the second plane, hit the second tower. And I'm looking at, knowing a little bit about that. I have a friend in aviation, as a pilot, knowing it's like, planes don't fly that close in New York. I go, that was intentional. Because I also know airline pilots, like we saw in the Hudson not too long ago, they would never fly no plane. They would ditch it into the ocean or an empty field if they could, which they have. So I knew we got attacked. And I thought about the other day about Lincoln, before he was elected president, actually about 20 years, he talked actually about this, that said, you know what, we're never going to be beaten or invaded and conquered from the outside. Even though we were attacked the way we were, as Americans, we always bounce back. We don't start fights, but we will finish them. For the second part of his warning in his speech that he had, and some will probably know what I'm referring to, he warned that as Americans and free people that we are, that the only way that we're going to destroy ourselves is by the eroding of our freedoms and liberties and our foundation that our Constitution set up. That we would actually, by our own hands, die by suicide. That's what we've been seeing in America in the last 20 years by public policies that are going on. And it doesn't make any difference who's in office, who's the president, what parties control. We're seeing NAFTA, CAFTA, TARP, stimulus 1 and 2, son of stimulus, clunkers, refrigerators. I mean, they haven't fixed it. Social Security. What are they talking about Social Security? 20 years? 30? They're not even trying. It is clear that our freedoms and liberties are being attacked constantly. And I can tell you right now, as someone who's been involved in this a long time, politics, as usual, is over.
Yeah!
we need to remember that in this congressional district, and I'm running against Debbie Halverson, who's my Democrat opponent, who, of course, has been invisible. I've had over, just in the 30 days that she was here, I've had meetings large and small, 10 in that time period, about 25 since May. Meeting with people, and it doesn't make any difference what demographic group, what people who we're talking about against the same things. Because you know what? If you're going to be a U.S. congressman, and you cannot face the people in your district and be accountable to them, you shouldn't be a U.S. congressman. And I think along with that, I think that we all know that we're pretty much have had enough of the elitists and the bureaucrats and the power brokers deciding who's going to be our elected officials, whether it's Congress, U.S. Senate, or any other position. And we've had enough of it. We have had enough of that.
Yes.
Primaries are intended to pick who you think is going to be best to represent you. We're a democratic republic. We're not some socialist, socialist organization or one-party organization like Chicago. We're not like that. We're the ones who decide who's going to represent us in both Springfield and Washington, D.C., and the bureaucrats and the power brokers need to stay out of it.
Yes.
That's what this process is all about. And I believe, like Ronald Reagan did, that, you know what, you put forth what you stand for. I put my principles that I stand on, what I've been standing for 26 years, as an active citizen, a husband, a father, and an American. And I'm honest about where I stand and where I'm going to be doing, so I'm going to be low maintenance, because I realize if you're a U.S. congressman, I don't work for me. I don't work for the bureaucrats. I don't work for the special interest groups. I work for you. And that's how America was set up. We're supposed to be citizen representatives. I've spent almost 20 years now in business, whether it's I opened my first small business 27, and some of you heard me talk about this on the 6th. But it's important because, you know what, I have life experiences behind me. And it tells me, it's like, you know what, that bill's not going to work. That's going to really devastate our communities. We can't do that. And then, you know, when someone walks in the door, it's like, yeah, well, we're going to, give you all this and give you this campaign money. It's like, there's the door. Use it. That's what it's all about. I'm going to be going to Morris next, and we're expecting a large crowd there. I haven't heard how they did in Washington, D.C., but I heard it was going to be pretty big. And there's a whole bunch, I'm not sure, 15 other, I think, Tea Parties going on today just in Illinois, and I'm not sure how many there are going around the country of freedom-loving Americans like you. I want to thank you for coming out today, and I know Karen and Evie and the rest that are organized all these and the coalition down here, you guys are doing a great job in defending America and defending our Constitution, defending our freedom. Thank you very much, and God bless you.